Good morning. This is your 8:15 daily operations weather briefing, starting off with mostly cloudy to overcast conditions this morning. We did see that rainfall move through the area through the overnight time frame. Much needed rainfall, but now starting to see that move out of the area, and we should see tapering off rain chances as we go over the next hour or so. Just a light sprinkle, maybe a light shower possible in the next hour or so, but otherwise nothing too impactful, as we'll see some slightly breezy conditions as we move through the day today, and we'll see decreasing clouds as high pressure begins to build into the region. If we take a look at the current surface analysis, we have that area of low pressure that developed to our south that helped enhance some of the rain and breeze as we move through the early morning hours. That area of low pressure is going to continue tracking off the coast and with it pull away from the rain showers. And between that and the high pressure that's going to build in from the west, we'll see a period of a tighter pressure gradient as we move over the next 24 to 48 hours, bringing mainly some slightly breezy conditions through the day today and then breezier conditions as we move into our Saturday. Take a look at current conditions, seeing a broken deck 3,000 feet, broken at 7,000 feet, and just broken at 12,000 feet. Winds out of the north at 9 knots, temperature at 51 degrees. Our relative humidity is at 89%. If we take a look at the current visible satellite, we can see locked in the clouds here for the most part as that area of low pressure to the south continues to funnel in some of that cloud cover. We'll see this slow to erode as we move through the day today, and that area of low pressure slowly tracks away from the coast. And by the time we get into the evening, we should see just partly cloudy to mostly clear conditions. If we look at the local radar here, we could see over the last hour the last bit of any significant rain has really started to erode away to the south, and just maybe a few light sprinkles around the region this morning, and that will be the case again for the next hour or so, and then should see generally dry conditions as we move through the remainder of the day. We look at the European model here, see how things are expected to play out, indicating that end of precip as we move past the 9 local time frame, and then dry conditions prevailing as that low pressure tracks away from the coast. Just slightly breezy conditions expected at this time. Right now it looks like we will stay below that wind advisory criteria for the day today, and we'll keep a slight breeze into the evening as we start to see some clearer skies, and that slight breeze will keep things from cooling off too cold this evening. And keep things dry as we move into Saturday. High pressure continues to build into the area. See a bit of a tighter pressure gradient, so we'll see some slightly breezy conditions starting early on Saturday, and we'll see breezy conditions through much of, if not all of the day, particularly earlier in the day for Saturday. Good chance of seeing wind advisory criteria for Saturday, and that will continue again through much of the day. And then as we get into the evening, we'll start to see that breeze relax, keeping a slight breeze overnight, but a gradual downward trend in those winds. And then moving into Sunday, another dry and fairly pleasant day. Not much in the way of windy conditions. Should see just a slight breeze through the day, and overall partly cloudy conditions with some increasing high clouds around the area. So if we look at our 24-hour weather risk chart for today, we do have that yellow chance for precip for this first time frame this morning. That's mainly until about the 9 a.m. time frame, as that's going to be when we start to see that chance of a light rain shower, or mainly a light sprinkle, start to dissipate out of the area. And then we'll be back to green conditions as we move through the remainder of the day. Do expect a slight breeze, slightly breezy conditions to develop today. Seeing winds shifting north to northwesterly, 8 to 13 knots, with peak winds up around 20 knots. This afternoon, we'll see our high up around 57 degrees, which is right about average for this time of year. And again, expecting decreasing clouds as we move through the day. Likely seeing our ceiling on and off around 4,000 feet. And then when we don't have that ceiling at 4,000 feet, probably more like 10,000 feet. And then again, decreasing clouds becoming scattered as we move towards the later afternoon. Going into the overnight hours, we see continuation of a northwesterly breeze, 7 to 12 knots. So it's going to keep those temperatures from cooling down too low, seeing our low of 45 degrees with mostly clear conditions. And then getting into the start of the day, we start to see those winds pick up and become a bit gustier out of the north-northwest, 9 to 14 knots, gusting up to 22 knots. So we'll see that yellow risk for those for that wind advisory criteria as we get into the start of the day on Saturday, but things remaining dry through the rest of the 24 hours as we get past 9 a.m. We'll see tides running about a half a foot to a foot above normal. For our weekend, we'll see mostly sunny and breezy conditions for Saturday, high of 61, so slightly above average. Do have that orange risk for winds at or above 25 knots. So good chance we'll see wind advisory criteria, particularly earlier in the day, and probably remaining through much of the daytime hours as well. Saturday evening, we'll keep a slight breeze around, but overall mostly clear, cooler with a low of 40 degrees, and then partly cloudy for our Sunday with a high around 62 degrees, but looking at green conditions as we get past those breezy conditions on Saturday. That's going to wrap up the 8:15 daily operations weather briefing. We'll be back again at 10 a.m. to take a look at the extended forecast. Enjoy your morning.